Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and today we are reading chapter 13, the Gospel according to John. Alright, so let's get started. Jesus washes the disciples' feet. So now, before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart out of this world to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. During supper, when the devil had already put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going back to God, rose from supper. He laid aside his outer garments, and taking a towel, tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet, to wipe them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, do you wash my feet?" Jesus answered him, "What am I doing you do not understand now, but afterwards you will understand. If I do not wash..." Oh, sorry, I lost track. Peter said to him, "You shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered him, "If I do not wash you, you have no share with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head?" Jesus said to him, "The one who has bathed does not need to wash, except for his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean to wash, except for his feet." Oh, sorry, I'm getting mixed up here. All right, let's start over. Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Jesus said to him, The one who has bathed does not need to wash except for his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean, but not every one of you." For he knew who was to betray him. That was why he said, "Not all of you are clean." When he had washed their feet and put on his outer garment and resumed his place, he said to them, "Do you understand what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that you also should do just as I have done to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. I am not speaking of all of you. I know whom I have chosen. But the scripture will be fulfilled. He who ate my bread has lifted his heel against me. I am telling you this now before it takes place, that when it does take place, you may believe that I am he. Truly, truly, I say to you, whoever receives the one I send receives me, and whoever receives me receives the one who sent me." All right, so Jesus washes the disciples' feet. So Jesus knew his time had come to depart from the world and to return to his Father. Before the feast of Passover, this was before the feast of Passover. During supper, Jesus knew that the devil had already weakened Judas Iscariot's heart, for he would be the one to betray him. So Jesus rose from the supper table, tied a towel around his waist, and poured water into a basin, and he began to wash his disciples' feet. So Jesus washed his disciples' feet for several reasons. One, to show humbleness to his disciples, that even he is worthy of washing their feet. Two, to clean their heart and wash their sins away, like he would do with his blood when he dies on the cross. And two, to teach them a lesson that they should also wash one another's feet. So Jesus gave them an example to live by. Be humble enough to wash the feet of your own disciples. Jesus also told them not all of them are clean, but blessed are the ones he chosen that believe I am the Messiah. Right. So next section. One of you will betray me. After saying these things, Jesus was troubled in his spirit, and testified, "Truly, truly, I say to you, one of you will betray me." The disciples looked at one another, uncertain of whom he spoke. One of his disciples, whom Jesus loved, was reclining at the table at Jesus' side. So Simon Peter motioned to him to ask Jesus of whom he was speaking. So that disciple, leaning back against Jesus, said to him, "Lord, who is it?" Jesus answered, "It is he to whom I will give this morsel of bread when I have dipped it." So when he dipped the morsel, he gave it to Judas, son of Simon Iscariot. Then after he had taken the morsel, Satan entered into him. Jesus said to him, "What you are going to do, do quickly." Now no one at the table knew why he said this to him. Some thought that because Judas had the money bag, Jesus was telling him, "Buy what we need for the feast," or that he should give something to the poor. So after receiving the morsel of bread, he immediately went out, and it was night. Okay, so that section, just to summarize, one of you will betray me. So Jesus' spirit was troubled, and he told his disciples, I have the quote written down, "Truly, truly, I say to you, one of you will betray me." So all of the disciples looked around at one another, trying to figure out who Jesus is speaking about. And then Peter, also known as Simon Peter, motioned to a disciple that to ask Jesus whom he spoke of, and Jesus answered, "The person who receives a morsel of bread that Jesus will dip it and receive it is the betrayer." So Jesus gave the morsel of bread to Judas Iscariot. And once Judas Iscariot took the morsel, Satan entered him. Jesus told him, "Whatever you're going to do it quick." And so Judas immediately gets up and walks out after receiving the morsel of bread. And then so the other disciples were confused because they're thinking maybe he's going to go buy supply for the feast, or go give some money to the poor. All right, so next section, a new commandment. When he had gone out, Jesus said, "Now is the Son of Man glorified, and God glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and glorify him at once. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. You will seek me, and just as I said to the Jews, so now I also say to you, where I am going, you cannot come. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. All right, so Jesus gives a new commandment to his disciples and to us, because as we're reading, this is for his disciples, but since it's in the Bible and we're reading it, it's also for us. So they are and we are to love one another, just like he have loved them and love us. For his time has come, the Son of Man will be glorified, and God is glorified in him. So he said this after Judas left, Judas the betrayer. Because remember, there's two Judas. All right, last section. Jesus foretells Peter's denial. Simon Peter said to him, Lord, where are you going? Jesus answered him, where I am going you cannot follow me now, but you will follow afterward. Peter said to him, Lord, why can't I not follow you now? I will lay down my life for you. And Jesus answered, will you lay down your life for me? Truly, truly, I say to you, the rooster will not crow until you have denied me 3 times. So, Peter is asking Jesus, where are you going? And Jesus told him, well, where I'm going, you cannot come yet. So Jesus is going back home, going back to heaven, going back to the Father. And Peter's like, well, I will lay down my life for you. And Jesus is like, well, actually, you're going to deny that you know me. You would deny me 3 times before the rooster crows. So that's the end of chapter 13. Let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.